Morning, Ali. Morning, Haya. Good morning, guys. This means good morning. Yahya Awad, good morning. Janna Gouda. Alia. Boghdadi. Good morning, all. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, Mr.
Say hello. Morning, Abdul Rahman.
Good morning, Mr.
Okay. Yesterday we did grammar. I assigned exercise 21, page 544 as homework, and I received answers from Tadrus, Ryan, Alia, Yasmin Sa'a, Kunuz, Abdurrahman Walid, Ruhaym, Layan, Hassan Gouda, Haya,
Mr.
wait,
المفروض نبعت على ايه؟
Yusuf Awad, and Kiara.
بس أنا افتكرت هنحله في الحصة هبعته لحضرتك.
Excuse me?
أنا افتكرت هنحله في الحصة هبعته لحضرتك.
I said you should send the homework by the beginning of the session on the following day, okay? But let's forget about yesterday's homework, but please make sure you send me today's homework by the session tomorrow, okay?
Sir, I made yesterday's homework. Do I send it?
Abdurrahman Baghdadi is speaking.
Yes, do I send it? I made it already.
I didn't receive anything from Baghdadi. I
That
said
is, I forgot to send it. Could I send it now?
no problem, no problem. But again, I'll read out the names who sent me yesterday's homework. Tadrus, Ryan, Alia Walid, Yasmin Sa'a, Kunuz, Abdurrahman Walid, Ruhaym, Layan, Hassan Gouda, Haya, Jana Garaithi, Yasin, Yusuf Awad, and Kiara. Okay? I'll just admit the other guys. Yasmin Saeed, Kiara, Kunuz. Welcome, guys. Now we have 19 participants in addition to me. Okay, so let's check. Yusuf Awad. Yusuf Awad. Close your camera, Yusuf Awad. Yahya Awad, sorry. Yahya. Yahya Awad. Yahya, are you there?
معاك يا مستر.
Close your camera.
مش مفتوح.
I can see you in your lovely suit.
مستر كاميرتي lovely suit.
No problem, no problem. Gana Guda, I think, is opening her camera also. Close your cameras, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, let's check yesterday's homework. We had exercise 21, page 544 as homework. We said answers will vary. Number one, I'll just need to share the screen. Give me a second. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Number one, I'll say the answers, and any answer is okay. Any good answer is okay because answers will vary. Donna is reading about platform diving because she wants. Because she wants. Okay. Number two is reading. The mistake here was we have present progressive in the main clause, but in the subordinate clause it was past simple. Okay, this tense shift is wrong here. We correct wanted to wants. Number 2, it is a sport that requires it is a sport that requires great balance, strength, and courage. It is a sport because is present here. It is a sport that requires. Number 3, she had been swimming laps uh, because she hoped. Because she hoped. Had been swimming because she hoped, not she hopes. This is past perfect progressive. It doesn't mix with present here. Number 4, divers have been diving off rigid platforms since the sport originated. We have present perfect progressive. It doesn't mix with the present tense here. We need the past simple. Number 5, platform divers. Yes? Is anybody saying anything?
Yahya wants to come.
Yahya wants to join. Okay.
Uh,
I have admitted him. Thank you, Yassine. Okay. Welcome back, Yahya. So, number 5, platform divers perform acrobatic maneuvers before they fall. They perform, this is the main verb or the verb of the main clause, and the verb in the subordinate clause is fall, not fell. Many, number 6, many will have had gymnastic training before they begin. Here we have future perfect, and here we need present tense. Number 7, the diver tucked his body tightly before he, I have past simple here, or past, but before he executed. Number 8, the coach will be showing a film after we finish. Present. Number 9, the team will have beaten all its competitors if it wins. Guys, future, any form of the future and any form of the past, don't mix. Okay? So the team will have beaten all its competitors if it wins. Number 10, the judges conferred because there was. Here we have past simple. We don't need the present perfect here because there was a discrepancy in the score. Discrepancy means a mistake or a contrast of some kind. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Modifiers that help clarify tense. Adverbs such as often or sometimes, usually, never, always, rarely, scarcely, generally, regularly, every day, all these adverbs and phrases such as once, in a while, or within a week are often used to help clarify the time expressed by a verb. Use modifiers when they can help clarify the tense of a verb. In most of the sentences we do in grammar, we need to look at an adverb. If we have the word tomorrow, for example, we understand that the tense of this sentence is future. If we have the verb or the word, every day, we know that it's present. Most of the time, it's present. If we have yesterday or ago or once, we know that it's past. Examples: occasionally is like usually, like often, like rarely, like sometimes. I enjoy. So we have present here. I enjoy playing volleyball at the beach. Susan always swam with her goggles on. We use always here with a past tense verb because she did this all the time in the past. By next year, this is future. Walter will have finished or will have fished, in every river in Colorado. I swim laps once a week. We have exercise 23 here. Adding modifiers to improve meaning. Revise each sentence by adding a modifier that indicates time. Number one, get ready, guys. Number one, water skiing is one of the most popular water sports in the world. Add a modifier, okay, that indicates time. Who can do it? You can add any adverb of time, guys. Who can do it? Water skiing is. So the sentence is the present tense. Water skiing is one of the most popular water sports in the world. If you know the answer, if you want to answer, please put your hand up. Add any adverb of time to improve the tense or indicate time. Yassine, okay, Yassine.
Always.
Always, okay. We can say water skiing is always, right? We can say today, we can begin with today. Today, water skiing is one of the, okay, thank you, Yassine. Any answer is okay. Any good answer is okay. Number two, who can do number two, guys? It was considered a sport for daredevils. You know, daredevils are adventurous people who like to go on adventures. Daredevils are adventurous people. It was considered a sport for daredevils. I need a modifier that improves or indicates time. Okay, I have two hands raised. Mariam al-Naqib.
It was previously considered a sport for daredevils.
Was previously, thank you very much. Was previously, okay. We can say once it was considered, or any other good answer. Thank you, Mariam. Number three, it is considered a recreational activity. A recreational activity is a fun activity that can be enjoyed by almost everyone. It is considered present. It is considered a recreational activity that can be enjoyed by almost everyone. Who can do it? Baghdadi, go ahead.
This year.
This year, these days, today, now. Thank you, Baghdadi. Okay, number four, thousands of water skiers rush to lakes and oceans with their equipment in tow. Again, thousands of water skiers rush. So the tense is present. Any answer? Any answer, guys? Put your hand up, please, if you want to answer. Jana Walid. Okay, again, Jad, go ahead.
Every day, thousands of water skiers rush.
I didn't hear you, but you said every something, every summer, every winter. Sorry. Thank you, Mark. Jan. Yes, every year, every winter, every season, thousands of water skiers do such and such. Number five, I have Tadros. Morning, Tadros and Ryan. Okay, I'll take Tadros. These places became.
Lately, these places became the site of one of the world's most thrilling pastimes.
I didn't hear the modifier, Tadros. Can you say
Lately.
Later? Lately?
Lately.
Okay. Lately, each summer, Ryan wants to say something else. Ryan, can you say your answer? Ryan, sorry. Ryan? Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You wanted to answer something?
It was number 5.
Okay, what's your answer for number 5?
These days.
These days and became. I don't think it's.
No. Sorry, it's wrong.
The sentence is fast. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Tadros said lately or each summer these places became da. Okay, let's move on to the next point. The subjunctive mood. And if you remember, the subjunctive mood is the use of unreal past. If you remember unreal past, simply after if, we use where, for example, with all the pronouns in the past. Yani the very famous sentence, if I were you, I would. This is subjunctive, sorry. Why? Because it should be if I was, because I takes was in the past, but instead of was, we use were with all the pronouns. This is called subjunctive. Why? Because it's not real, it's unreal situation. For example, I am broke, I don't have any money on me, I stand off Muhammad Noor in Abrag Shorta area, I see a £1 million Mercedes and I'm broke. I say, if I were rich at this moment, of course, I might be rich in the future, but at the moment of speaking, if I were rich now, I would buy this Mercedes. Okay, this is not a real situation because I'm not rich at this moment. I'm not rich. I say if I were rich, okay, and so on. This is simply what's meant by subjunctive. Let's read it. Modern English has 3 moods or ways in which a verb can express an action or condition. The indicative, like I play football. Indicative, I indicate something. Imperative, when I tell you to play football. And subjunctive, okay? The first 2 are familiar moods found in most of the sentences that you write or speak. You are familiar with them. The indicative mood, the most common one, of course, is used to make factual statements. Like this example, Gail drives safely. Ryan sleeps early, and so on. And to ask questions like, does Gail drive safely? Does Ryan sleep early? The imperative mood is used to give orders or directions like drive safely, sleep early, and so on. Although the subjunctive mood has limited use in modern English, it is important to know the instances that it should be used. Correct use of the subjunctive mood. You will notice that verbs in the subjunctive mood differ from verbs in the indicative mood in 2 significant ways. First, in the present tense, a third person singular verb in the subjunctive mood does not have the usual S or ES. Yani in indicative mood, we say Ryan plays, Kiara eats, Yasin moves, and so on. In the subjunctive mood, we delete that S with he, she, or it. Second, in the present tense, the subjunctive mood of be is be. What's different here? Because in the indicative mood, we use am, is, or are. Okay? And in the past, this is in the present. In the present, we don't use am, is, or are. We use be, the word be. And in the past tense, it is where only. We don't have was. As I told you, we use where with all the pronouns, regardless of the subject, even if we have I, he, she, and it. Okay? So in subjunctive mood, we don't have S or ES with he, she, or it in the present tense. Number 2, the subjunctive mood of verb to be.
مستر
Yes.
ممكن عايز أدخل كنوز
Excuse me.
ممكن حضرتك تدخل كنوز
I did. I've just done. Okay. I admitted her, but I have to account for Knuz 1. Knuz, are you there now? Are you in the room, Knuz? Knuz. Somebody is raising his hand. I think it's Tadros. Tadros, do you want something?
بس لا تقريبا أنا لما جيت أجاوب ما نزلتهاش من ساعتها.
Okay. Put it down. Thank you. Knuz, are you with us now? Are you here? Knuz. Knuz, are you here? Kunuz is with us in the room, guys, and there is another account called Kunuz Yasser also trying to enter. I'm not sure why. Okay, no problem. So again, in the present tense, we use be, and instead of am is an are, and in the past of verb to be, we use were only, not was and were. We use were only with all the pronouns. Indicative mood, we have examples here. I want to be sure that he drives slowly. Here in the subjunctive mood, I prefer, remember this verb, I prefer that he drive. What? He drive? Yes, I prefer that he drive. After some verbs like prefer and demand, some other verbs, we'll see the list later, we delete the S with he, she, and it. I prefer that he drives slowly. They are not punctual. They are not punctual. This is indicative. This is the normal English we know. Here in the subjunctive mood, I demand that they be punctual. We don't have am or is or are in the subjunctive mood after such verbs like prefer that, demand that, order that, suggested that, and so on. I was sad. This is indicative. If I were sad in the past with I, we use were. If the situation is not real, okay. Right. The subjunctive mood has two general uses. The subjunctive mood has two general uses. Use the subjunctive mood, number one, in clauses beginning with if or that to express an idea contrary to fact. I told you about the Muhammad Nur situation, the Mercedes situation. I am broke. I don't have any money on me. I say, if I were rich, it's contrary to the fact because at this moment I'm not rich. Okay, this idea is contrary to fact. Or number two, in clauses beginning with that to express a request. He ordered that, he preferred that, he suggested that, or a demand or a proposal, and so on. By checking the if and that clauses in your own writing, you will be able to use the subjunctive mood correctly. Expressing ideas contrary to fact. Ideas that are contrary to fact are usually expressed as wishes. I am not married. I wish I were married. I am married. I wish I weren't married, and so on. Wishes or conditions. The subjunctive mood helps to indicate that what is being expressed is not now and may never be true. If I were rich, I'm very poor. Yeah, I might be rich in the future, but may never be true, may never become true. Examples, Alex wished that he were. Remember, we use were with he, she, and it in the past here. If he were a better driver, this means that he is a lousy driver. He is a filthy driver, sorry. Okay, he's a very bad driver, but he wished that he were a good one or a better one. If she were driving to the beach now, she'd be happy. If she were driving to the beach now, but this means she is not driving to the beach now. Okay? Note that when if clauses express ideas that may be factual, this is important, guys. Again, if the if clauses, when they express ideas that may be factual, they do not use verbs in the subjunctive mood. Look at this example carefully. If I want to drive to the lake, I know I'll have to get up early. Here we didn't say if I wanted. Why? Because anyone can want to drive to the lake. It's not contrary to fact. Okay? Expressing requests, demands, and proposals. The second use of the subjunctive mood implies that the ideas being expressed could or should be true soon. A verb that expresses a request. This is why we have the verb request here. A demand. This is why we have the verb demand or ask here. Or a proposal. This is why we have propose, suggest, require, and so on. Or a proposal is often followed by that clause. When we have that, he insisted that, he asked that, he moved that, and so on. Which will generally call for a verb in the subjunctive mood. Look at this list. Remember it. We have 11 verbs. When any of these verbs is followed by that, the verb must be in the subjunctive mood. Have a look at the list. Remember it. Read the examples, please. Okay. We have an example here for request. We ask that, remember that that is important here. We ask that everyone be, not is. We ask that everyone be silent during the show. Why be? Because this is subjunctive. What the meaning of subjunctive? Again, this is one of the moods of the English verbs. We have three moods, again, imperative, indicative, and subjunctive. In the subjunctive mood, remember, verb to be in the present, we don't use am or is or are. We use the father of the family, be himself. We use be himself. We ask that everyone be. Why do we use be here? Because we have asked that. Look, remember this list. When any of them is followed by that to express a request or a demand or a proposal, the subjunctive mood should be used. Demand, the driving instructor insists that we have insist here. Insists that every student drive carefully. Every student drive, not drives, no. Right. What do we do here? We delete the s with he, she, and it. But in the subjunctive mood, remember, in the present tense, we don't use s or es with the verb. We don't add s or es to the end of the verb with he, she, or it. Third person singular. Number 3, proposal. I move that. Move here means propose, suggest. Move here, move. The move in the table here or in the chart doesn't mean move. Okay, it means propose. I move that the results of the survey be published. If I suggest that or I propose that the results of the survey are, instead of writing are, we use be published. I hope the subjunctive, guys, is easy. I think it is easy. Let's go to exercise 30. We revise for the subjunctive mood. It's important to take part in the answers, guys. Revise each sentence, changing the verb of the subjunctive mood wherever necessary. Okay, we have an example. She suggests that Paula drives her own car. Here we have suggests that. Suggest is one of the verbs on the list we have just read, and followed by the word that. So the verb with she should be without s here. Why? Because it's subjunctive. Again, what's the meaning of subjunctive? This is one of the moods of the English verb in which we delete the s in the present tense with he, she, and it. So the sentence should be written correctly like this. She suggests that Paula drive. Get ready for number 1. I'll give you 2 minutes to have a quick look at the 10 sentences. Remember, we need to correct the verbs here if they need to be corrected. Wait, Hassan, wait. I'll read out the names which are with me in the room now. Just to write down the attendance. I have Jana Osman, Boghdadi, Ali Gizi. Thank you, Ali, for joining early. If you can hear me, Kiara. Thank you, Kiara. Jana Gouda, sorry. Hassan Gouda, Jana Graihi, Kunuz. Kunuz, can you hear me now? Kunuz. Lion. Lion, can you hear me? So Kunuz and Lion are not here. Mariam, Ryan, Tadros, Yahya Awad, Yasmin Sa'a, Yasmin Said. Yasmin Said, can you hear me?
sorry, كنوز كاتبة في الشات.
Excuse me?
كنوز كاتبة في الشات.
But her mic works in front of me. She has a mic. Okay, no problem. Yasmin Said, yes, Yusuf Awad, and Alia Wali. Alia, you weren't here yesterday. Abdurrahman wasn't here yesterday. Try to attend the sessions, please. Alia Walid, Abdurrahman Walid. Abdurrahman is not here now. Yes, he's not here now. Some other Darwish is not here. Some other guys are not here. Ala Sharif is not here. I think Jannah Tamir. Ruhaim is not here. Tawakkul wasn't here yesterday and he isn't here today. Here Yusuf Sehrawi was here yesterday, but he isn't here now. Okay. Lolwa isn't here. Martina isn't here today. Noreen wasn't here yesterday. She isn't here today. Okay. Some people don't attend all. I write this down because there are marks for your attendance. Okay. Type. I'll see what Cruz wrote. Yasmin. Okay, no problem, Yasmin. Who's ready to do number 1? Put your hands up, please. I'll read the sentence aloud. Most countries require that a driver passes a driving test before operating a motor vehicle. I have 3 raised hands. What about the other 18 ones, guys? I have 3 raised hands. What about the other 18 or 17? There are 4 now. What about the others? We are doing something which is a piece of cake. Easy peasy. Okay, so why don't other guys raise their hands? They are 7 now or 8. What about the others? Sleeping? Knuz, if you can hear me, put your hand up, please. Lion, if you can hear me, put your hand up. Thank you very much. Knuz and Lion. Take Knuz. Knuz is raising her hand now. Okay, so I'll choose Yasmin Saeed to do it. Yasmin, go ahead. Correct the
Pass instead of passes.
Okay, pass instead of passes. Thank you very much. Why? Because we have the verb require that. After the require that, we delete the S with he, she, and it. Number two, thank you, Yasmin. Number two, who can do number two? I read the sentence. In the United States, the law in most states requires that a driver is at least 16 years old. Number two, Hassan Gouda. Okay, Hassan. Gouda.
Number two,
Yes.
require.
Okay, we have required that. So which verb should be corrected?
Requires to be require.
No, this is the verb that makes the sentence in the subjunctive mood. After require that, we need to change something else. Requires that a driver is. Is present, right? And this is subjunctive, right? Why? Because we have required that. So what? We replace is, am, or are by the word be, the father himself.
Be.
So is here should be be. So the sentence should be like this. In the United States, the law in most states require that a driver be. It looks weird, guys, but this is subjunctive. This is subjunctive. Okay. Number three, I'll say this rule again. After some verbs like require that, demand that, propose that, suggest that, move, which means propose or suggest, we use be instead of am, is, or are in the present, and were instead of was in the past. Talking about verb to be. As for other verbs, if it's present, we use all the verbs without s or es, even if we have he, she, or it. I hope you understand. Number three, I'll choose Kiara. Morning, Kiara.
Good morning.
Morning. Can you do three?
Okay. Prove in Stanton proves.
Prove. Yes, prove without s instead of proves. Good. Why? Because we have wishing to or demands that. We have demand that. The law also demand that a person wishing to drive first prove. We delete the s with he, she, and it. Third person singular without s. Okay, thank you, Kiara. Number four, I still have 3 or 4 hands raised. I'll go to Yusuf Awad. Yusuf, number 4. Yusuf, are you there? Abdurrahman Boghdadi, quickly, because the session will end.
Is will be B.
Thank you. Guys, I'll end the session now because it's 40 minutes now. See you at 9:30, inshallah. Thank you.